Notice how easy it is to dream, to sit in silence, close your eyes, and picture a better life. We all do it. We all see versions of ourselves that seem just within reach. Healthier, more confident, financially free, peaceful inside. And in that moment of imagination, it feels real. But then you open your eyes and the dream fades. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, when things calm down, when you feel ready, when the timing's right. But here's the truth no one wants to admit. Tomorrow never comes. We say we're waiting for clarity, but clarity doesn't come from waiting. It comes from moving. You don't find your path by standing still. You find it by walking through the fog. And yet, most people stay in that mental loop, planning, hoping, preparing, but never doing. I used to live there too. I had notebooks full of plans, business ideas, fitness goals, dream projects. I'd map out every detail, except the first step. Because that's the one that scares you most, the step that makes it real. Dreaming feels safe. Acting feels dangerous. Dreaming protects your ego because if you never try, you can never fail. But that same protection is what kills growth.
See, a dream can be a refuge, or it can become a prison. Because every time you imagine something and don't act, you teach your mind a subtle, deadly message. My vision doesn't matter. And the more you repeat that pattern, the more your confidence erodes. You start believing you're someone who doesn't follow through, someone who can see greatness but can't touch it. And that's the slowest kind of death. Here's what I've learned. Dreams are not meant to stay perfect. They're meant to be broken, rebuilt, reshaped by action. Because only when you move toward your vision does it start to reveal its real form. When I stopped obsessing about the perfect plan and started taking imperfect steps, everything changed. Not instantly, but permanently. The people who change their lives aren't the ones with the biggest dreams. They're the ones who dare to move when it's messy, when it's uncertain, when no one claps for them. So let me ask you something. What's your dream costing you right now? Not in money, but in time, peace, potential. How much of your energy is spent fantasizing instead of building? Every dream carries a silent deadline. You can't see it, but it's there. And when that time expires, the dream doesn't die, you do. A little every day. So before we go deeper, I want you to sit with this one truth. A dream without a deadline becomes a cage. It's time to stop staring at the life you want and start walking toward it. Because the world doesn't reward thoughts. It rewards movement. Let's be real for a moment. If dreaming was easy, acting is the opposite. Every time you decide to move, something inside you resists. It whispers, what if you fail? What if you're not ready? What if people laugh? And that whisper grows louder the closer you get to starting. That's the resistance, the invisible wall between who you are and who you could be. You don't see it, you just feel it. Like gravity pulling you back into comfort. It's not just fear of failure, sometimes it's fear of change. Because when you change, things shift. Your habits, your relationships, even how you see yourself. And that's scary because comfort is familiar, even when it's killing you. I remember waking up one morning and realizing something painful. I wasn't tired from working hard. I was tired from avoiding the work that mattered. That constant mental battle, the planning, the hesitation, the guilt, it drains more energy than action ever will. You know that feeling, right? When you scroll through your phone and feel the weight of everything you're not doing, when you tell yourself, I'll start when I'm motivated. But motivation never shows up because motivation doesn't come first. Movement does. We've been told to wait for the right time, but that's just fear dressed up as logic. Perfectionism is fear in disguise. Procrastination is self-doubt in costume. And distraction is the modern drug that keeps you numb. Here's the harsh truth. You are not lazy. You're scared. Scared to look foolish. Scared to start small. Scared to be seen trying and not succeeding yet.
But action kills fear faster than thought ever could. You can't think your way out of fear. You act your way through it. Fear feeds on hesitation. Every time you delay, it grows stronger. But every time you take a step, no matter how small, you starve it. The resistance will never disappear. It doesn't go away when you succeed, it just changes shape. It meets you at every new level. But here's the secret. You can learn to move with it, not against it. Because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is walking through fear while your hands still shake. Every successful person you admire, they've just learned to start scared. They stopped waiting for perfect conditions and started creating momentum. So, if you're listening to this and you feel stuck, if you feel like your vision is too far, too big, too impossible, let me remind you, the hardest part isn't the mountain. It's taking the first step when the summit is hidden by clouds. But once you start walking, the clouds begin to clear. Because movement creates clarity. And clarity fuels confidence. This is where everything shifts. Right here, when you stop asking, can I do this? And start asking, what's my next small move? Every act of progress, every empire, every breakthrough started as one act of defiance against resistance. The resistance will always test you, but it's not your enemy, it's your training ground. It's there to build the strength you'll need for what's next. Because vision without resistance is fantasy. Resistance turns vision into character. And character, that's what turns dreams into reality. So here we are. You've dreamed. You've faced the resistance. Now there's only one question left. Will you move? Because nothing changes until you do. Not your mindset, not your finances, not your body, your relationships, or your peace. Change doesn't come from thinking about it, it comes from acting into it. You don't need to know the whole path. You just need the next step. The next step is always small, but it's everything. When I finally started taking action, I realized something nobody told me. Action creates identity. Every time you act on your vision, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. Do it enough times, and the vote becomes your identity. You stop being the person who wants to be successful, you become the person who acts like it. And that shift, that subtle rewiring, changes everything. Because it's not your goals that shape your life, it's your standards. What you tolerate, what you repeat, what you do when no one's watching. Here's what you need to know. Motivation fades. Feelings fluctuate. Discipline is what builds freedom. If you rely on emotion, you'll move only when it's easy. But if you rely on systems, you'll move even when it's not. Wake up early,
That's not punishment, it's alignment. Saying no to distractions, that's self-respect. Choosing consistency over comfort, that's power. Every small act compounds, and one day you wake up and realize you're living inside the vision you once only imagined. The secret to success isn't speed, it's momentum. You don't need to sprint. You just need to move forward every day. Some days, that's a giant leap. Other days, it's a crawl. But progress is progress. The ones who win aren't the smartest or the most gifted. They're the ones who refuse to stop. You don't have to figure it all out. You just have to stay in motion. Because when you move, life moves with you.
You ever notice how easy it is to dream? To sit in silence, close your eyes, and picture a better life? We all do it. We all see versions of ourselves that seem just within reach. Healthier, more confident, financially free, peaceful inside. And in that moment of imagination, it feels real. But then you open your eyes and the dream fades. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, when things calm down, when you feel ready, when the timing's right. But here's the truth no one wants to admit. Tomorrow never comes. We say we're waiting for clarity, but clarity doesn't come from waiting. It comes from moving. You don't find your path by standing still. You find it by walking through the fog. And yet, most people stay in that mental loop, planning, hoping, preparing, but never doing. I used to live there too. I had notebooks full of plans, business ideas, fitness goals, dream projects. I'd map out every detail, except the first step. Because that's the one that scares you most, the step that makes it real. Dreaming feels safe. Acting feels dangerous. Dreaming protects your ego because if you never try, you can never fail. But that same protection is what kills growth.
Because once you begin, you are no longer chasing your dream. You're living inside it. If this message spoke to you, don't just click away. Let it change something. Let it move you to act. And when you're ready for your next step, come back. Because this journey, your evolution, it's just getting started. You've got the vision. Now go build the life.